Hello and welcome back to my scrap room. My name is Jennifer Perry. Today I want to show you a stamping technique and a set of stamps that I've had for probably a year, but I've not been able to show them to you. Now I can, and I am so excited. It is the Gina Wreath Builder template and stamp sets. So this up here is the original stamp sets that I received a year ago with the templates that come with the stamp set, and then this is the new winter stamps that are made for the templates. There's also a Thanksgiving set, but I was unable to get my hands on that one. And you order them from either Simon Says Stamps or you order them directly from Gina K. There are some YouTubers out there that are not able to get their hands on the templates, and they have been able to make their own templates. Evidently it's super easy, but it involves math and my brain won't math, so I bought the templates from Gina K. So here is the example of what we're going to be making today with the template. It is a little bit more of a time-consuming type card to make, but when you're finished with it, it's absolutely stunning. The supplies that you're going to need is a 4x4 base. You need 2 of these. This is optional. This is just a piece of slightly smaller than 4x4 fun foam that we're going to use to pop up the base. This is totally optional. You don't have to have this one. I have a 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 top folding card that I stuck that second 4x4 mat in. It's already glued down, so I already stuck that in there. And then I already have my name on the back. And then I have I believe it's a 1 1/2 circle that I cut out with the stitched dies, and they fit inside of these circles. I'm not going to be using it for this one. I'm not going to be using the circle stamps for this one. I'm just going to be using these. So those are the little supplies that you need. Let me move this out of my way. The other thing that you may need is some washi tape, and you possibly may need just a block. Now, what you definitely need is some sort of stamp positioner. I have the Mini Misty, and then I also have the Tim Holtz stamping platform. I prefer the Mini Misty. In fact, after using this one, I like the weight of it. I like the sturdiness of it. I hate this hinge. This hinge drives me crazy. It gets stuck sometimes in this up position, and you can't get it to close without monkeying with it and jacking with it. So I may bite the bullet and just buy a big Misty just for ease of use, because while I like the fact that this is open here and it's easier to work with here, this part of the platform drives me completely batty. So it's what I have for right now, so this is what I'm going to use. If you see me fighting with it, bear with me. When I did all of my samples, I was full-on cussing at this lid. Other than that, if they could fix that design flaw, it's fantastic. But when it decides to be a butthead, it really decides to be a butthead. So the first ink that we're going to be using is Desert Sand. We're going to be using Poppy, Creme Brulee, Fern, Sweet Leaf, and Desert Sand for this particular card. And I want to use my little leaves. They're going to be hard to see at the moment, but you'll see them whenever I get them stamped out. And then for this first part, I like to take just a little piece of washi tape, hold that down while I'm positioning. I like that right there. Pick it up. Take the washi off. Now, like I said, there's some things that the Misty does great. There's some things that the Tim Holtz does great. If this door just didn't fight with you sometimes, I would be completely happy, because the quality of this is absolutely phenomenal. So we've done the one stamp. We're going to take this and we're going to turn it once. Load it up, and if you've got ink cubes, it actually works better with the ink cubes. With the full-on stamp pads, sometimes you get this over stamping. It's okay with the stamp platform, But if you happen to own ink cubes, this particular technique is a little bit easier with ink cubes. I don't have them, so I'm working with what I have. And we're just going to keep going around. You just basically pop your corners into corners. If you have a little bit of movement, sometimes you can just take a little piece of washi tape to hold it down a bit. I find the washi tape for this particular technique is easier than the magnets. But if you take your time, there really shouldn't be any movement. I'm going to stop for a second and just wipe off my platform. Every now and then just take all the excess ink off your platform. Just make it easy on yourself, so that you don't end up like me and look like you've been playing with the inks all day. I do have a formal party to go to tonight, so I'm really hoping I don't look like a little ink monkey by the time I'm done. I am being a little bit more careful than I normally do just because I don't want to wear the ink today. And you guys have stamped with me long enough to know that if it's available, I'm going to play in it. Okay, now while that's closed, I'm going to close my ink real fast. Just better not to play with fire. I'm going to pick up my fern, but I'm not going to open it just yet. I'm going to move this guy out of the way so that I don't get any spray over, and just squirt this down and clean it real fast. My second image is going to be the smaller of the leaf sets. It does not matter where you put your template. It matters where you put your stamp. So mine is going to go right there. Put that there just so I can pick it up easier. Make sure everything is lined up still. And I'm going to just keep turning. Stop for a second and wipe my platform off just because I got ink everywhere. Just make sure you get all your corners in each and every little spot, and that will make a complete circle. Now, if you watch Jennifer McGuire, if you watch Gina K herself, then you have already seen this technique. I actually learned this technique directly from Jennifer McGuire, watching her videos, and I liked it so much that I ordered the template immediately. In fact, that was the weekend that my husband was out of town. He left me unattended with the credit card, and everything that Jennifer McGuire showed that weekend, if I didn't already own the supplies, I owned them by the time I was done that day. Bless my little husband, he didn't say a word. Of course, if he had, I would have just told him that he left me unattended. Okay, so I want to look at this real fast. I think I want to use this little flower. I use the bigger flower in my examples, but I think I want to do the smaller flower. My head pops in, my hair is doing something really, really weird. I'm not for certain what it wants to do today. It's not for certain what it wants to do today, so I'm going to apologize for whatever it looks like. I'm going to pick up the poppy ink. The R's on my ink pads mean that they are retired from close to my heart, but I still love them, so I am still using them. We're just going to keep, take the tape off. Take the tape off, Jennifer. There we go. Just follow your corners. Now with the poppy, I'm a little bit more careful about the pressure that I use so that I don't accidentally get the overstamping part of it on the card. the one very nice thing about this positioner is if you stamp it and you only receive a half image or your image isn't crisp enough for you, you can keep stamping until you get the crispness that you want. Stamp positioners are also really nice for embossing. Like if you're trying to do 2, 3, 4 layers of embossing, the stamp positioner is perfect for that. Okay, so for the next one I need creme brulee. And where is my little, there it is. There it is, the little bitty one that I want. And I wanted, is that the little bitty one that I want? Or is there another little bitty one that I want? There's another little bitty one that I want. Sit there for a second. Let's do this one. Nope, not that one. Don't want that one. Where's the other one? Okay, we'll do this one a couple of times. Okay. So pick it up. This tiny little stamp is one reason why it's really good to have the ink cubes, because this is going to be one that when I go to ink it, it's going to get a lot of over inking. But as you can see, it is starting to fill in quite nicely. And all you're doing is stamping in circles. That's it. You just follow the template with any image that you want and follow the circle. I've seen word wreaths, I've seen animal wreaths, I've seen puppy paw wreaths. I mean, any image that is small enough to fit within the 4x4 would be great for this type of technique. Okay, so let me wipe the stamp off. Close this one. I'm going to grab my sweet leaf and I'm going to move the same stamp because I want it right there. It's stuck on my finger. And again, we're going to go right around the circle. I believe this is going to be our last image, and then I will show you how to pull it together, except for the sentiment. We have to do the sentiment. And I just stuck my thumb in it. I'm determined to go to this party tonight covered in ink. But I guess when they ask what I do for a living, I'll be telling the truth. And they'll see it on me. When I tell them that I am a scrapbooker and that I love to make YouTube content, and then they look at my hands and see the ink. Although they really won't be surprised because it's my daughter's company party. She's taking me along with her, and she is a full-on artist and goes to work covered in paint, so they really won't be surprised. And there we go. So I'm going to scoot this over really quickly. Clean this. Let's do You're My Favorite Human. No. You make everything better. Let's do that one. So the trick that I've learned for the sentiment is to take just a tiny bit of Tombow, stick it down, place your stamp, and the reason I stick it down with Tombow is because I'm actually going to stamp it twice. And I want to make sure it doesn't move in between. And it just picks right up. So now I can close my positioner, scooch it out of the way. So what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is stick this down. And as you can tell, it's just slightly smaller. Then I'm going to use some score tape. Now, I typically use fun foam on things that are not going to be archival. I'm not expecting this card to be around for 100 years, so I do not mind using fun foam to make my panels stand up or my sentiments or anything of that nature. Because this card's not meant to last 100 years. It's not meant to be archival. So I'm not really worried about guaranteeing that it is around for future generations. And then these, if you recognize these, are the foam squares from the shaker cards. There's that. You can either use Nouveau drops, and these are the White Blizzard. And as you can see, I have them right here. I don't know if they're going to pick up for you. But if you use Nouveau drops, just make sure to let them dry before you try to put them in an envelope. I know, but there's going to be somebody that tries it. Or what I do is I like to use just my little bitty sparkles. Eventually I'm going to run out of bitty sparkles, and when I do, I'm going to cry because they are long retired. We're just going to put some bitty sparkles right in the center of these flowers. Not too much, just a tiny bit of sparkle. And I can hear you now. What envelope am I going to put this in? They actually sell envelopes on Amazon that will fit these cards. And there it is. One wreath card. So let me show you a couple of examples of some others that I did. So these have got tiny little flowers. Basically what I did is I went through the Love of Color book from Close to My Heart, the how-to book, and I basically just said, what color do I want to use? What do I want my base cardstock to be of my card? And what colors go with those? And the Love of Color book just walked me straight through it. So if you would like a copy of the Love of Color, just go to closetomyheart.com and you can use the consultant locator. I'm no longer a consultant. I'm no longer selling for the company. But if you would like to order a Love of Color book for yourself, you can either use your personal consultant, or I'll be happy to, if you want to contact me, I'll be happy to link a couple of my girlfriends for you that you can choose from. or you can do the closetomyheart.com and find a consultant close to your home. Until next time, thank you so much for playing with me. Bye-bye.